Right, hi. So today I am still adjusting myself. Give me a second. Okay, hold on. Let me just get my shelf in there. My shelf in there. Part of my closet that is a shelf. Because I need, oh shit, what am I doing? Can you like DM me about how technology works? Okay. Proof of literary consumption. Yes, I am a book reader of sorts. Here we go. Alright, hey everybody and welcome back. Today I'm doing a video that is normally not done on this channel because when it comes to TBRs, I have commitment issues. And so yeah, today we're doing a TBR. Why am I doing a TBR? Because I did a TBR at the beginning of last month, that month being March, and I don't know if I've posted my wrap-up yet, but I did pretty well, okay? I mean, I didn't read everything, duh, but I did read a significant chunk of the books I said I was going to read. Go me! So this month is April, and at the end of this month, a couple of my faves, Gabby Reads and Olivia Reads a Latte, are gonna be hosting a readathon called Spring Fling-a-Ween, which is a weekend-long readathon where thriller/horror books are read in the span of the weekend. Okay, I'm glad I got that out. So there are a couple of prompts. The first one is read a backlist thriller or horror book. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick something short-ish, doable-ish, recommended by somebody I trust-ish. Just kidding. This person's recommendations have been slapping hard so far. And that book is Am I Beautiful by John Athan. The reason I want to read this is because this was recommended to me by extreme horror author Judith Sonnet, whose books I have talked about on this channel before. And she recently recommended this book called Lovesick by the same author, and it was so good. It was so fucked up. Basically everything I look for in books, okay? It had all the things that I needed as a person, as a reader, as a human being. So I do want to read this book by this author. Let me just take this down. Hold on. I cannot decide how I want to look. Okay, so I want to read this book by this author because the plot sounds really interesting and I hear it's pretty fucking gnarly. Okay, we follow this guy who was in Japan. He had this affair with this Japanese woman, and I think she threatened to tell on him and ruin his life. And he was like, yo, I'm gonna ruin yours first. And he beat her up and cut her face up into a smile, I think, like the thing in this cover. Fast forward to the future, a bunch of kids are going missing, and the culprit is said to be a woman with a smiley scar on her face. I probably described that book really horribly. So hopefully I compensate with a good review once I've read it. If I read it, I don't know. I don't stick to these TBRs, okay? This is just a loose frame of reference for what I may or may not be doing. Please hold me accountable because I normally do not stick to these things, okay? Okay, so the next prompt is read a book with either yellow or pink on the cover. I think I'm gonna read Judith's other book that she gifted me an ARC of called Torture the Sinners. I hear that this one is more fun and apparently super gory, super intense. Fun, gory, and intense is like yes, yes, and yes. I actually don't know what this book is about because I don't like knowing what Judith's books are about because I like going in fresh because they're constantly surprising. So I think I'm gonna let this one be a little mystery to me and we will see what I think come Spring Fling-a-Ween, okay? Okay, another book I want to read this month is one that I saw while scrolling through Instagram just 30 minutes ago, and that book is The Butcher Boy by Patrick Mccabe. The reason I want to read this book is because I looked at the summary and it was like, it's about a young killer's descent into madness, and I was like, I am in, I am ready, I am here for you, for this shit. I'm really pumped, I'm really excited, I cannot wait to see what this shit has in store for me. I hope it's good. Yeah. Alright, so taking a break from extreme horror, I think I want to get back into some of my other faves. I want to get back into my other favorite kinds of books. I want to read The Golden Couple by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I'm actually kind of a fan of these two authors. I've read their stuff, okay? Domestic thrillers of this variety are what I live for, okay? I like me some crazy bitches. I like me some juicy shit. I like it when people get in trouble, when there's like infidelity, and there's like consequences, juicy scandalousness. That's this stuff. Total guilty pleasure, but pleasurable nonetheless, okay? And that's what matters. I have the audiobook. We're gonna see what this is like together, hopefully. All right, so next, this is very out of character for me. I did this video over here called Reacting to the Negative Reviews of The War of Two Queens. So I never read this series, and apparently this series is very popular and has a very enthusiastic fan base. If you know, you know. And they were upset about a certain choice the author made in the 4th book in the series, and I went in and tried to investigate why everybody was so mad, because people were unusually mad at this book. So I want to see more of what is going on, so I'm gonna try and read the first From Blood and Ash book by Jennifer L Armentrout. It's fantasy romance. I don't like romance, but I do like it when it's in the context of something else. Books like Crescent City, you know, there are romance plots in these books, but they are minuscule compared to everything else the book has to offer, and that's normally how I can tolerate romance. If it's a thing that's in your story, but not like the main goal of your story, like the main goal of your story and the main conflict are whether or not a certain couple will end up together. Not my thing, so I can only hope that this book, which is pretty thick, has more to offer than that. Okay, so we'll see what happens. And then I plan on reading 9 Lives by Peter Swanson. Alright, so I'm not a huge Agatha Christie fan, okay? Not a fan, not my thing, not my jam. I say this because I tried reading Murder on the Orient Express. Probably one of the most top 10 boring fucking books I've ever read in my entire life. Bitch. Please do not recommend books of that nature, okay? That is not the kind of stuff I want to read. That book was like reading a thesis paper. Interview people round 1, interview people round 2. Where are the stories inconsistent? Fuck that shit. Boring. Boring. So apparently this book is like Agatha Christie's And Then They Were None. So that's a bit of a turnoff. However, this was written by Peter Swanson, who wrote Every Value Break and The Kind Worth Killing, both very sleazy, sexual, scandalous books. And I'm like, if I'm gonna be reading a book that's been compared to one of the most boring authors I've ever read, at least give me some scandal. At least give me some spice in the lower area, you know? So that's what I want, okay? Okay, I want sleazy. I want trash. I want scandal, okay? Come on, Peter, you got this. I also want to read Ape Shit by Carlton Melrick III. The third, okay? Not the second, not the first, the third. This is a slasher book, and this book was compared to the following films: Visitor Q and Friday the 13th, okay? It's apparently a cabin in the woods kind of book for fans of Takashi Miike, who is the director who did Audition, Ichi the Killer, and Visitor Q. I am a fan of this man's work. I'm ready. The cover of this book is like, okay, we'll see what's up. Last 2 books I might read, so don't hold me accountable, because if I have time and if I'm in the mood and if I have the desire to read these books, I plan on reading the following. So House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, because I really liked House of Earth and Blood, so I want to see what's up with this book, and it's pretty thick. Maybe I'll read half this month and half next month. Let's just absorb this cover, it's so beautiful. Also, I recently reread A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This is my vlog, so be sure to check this out if you're interested. And because I reread this, I'm kind of in the mood for more Hanya Yanagihara. So because of this, I purchased her latest book, To Paradise by Hanya Yanagihara, obviously. We have a very beautiful spine, and I'm just really pumped to get into this. It's pretty thick, so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens, okay? This would be a pretty interesting physical TBR. No promises, but these are some options for me as a person. Alright, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like and comment and subscribe. Let me know what you plan on reading this month, okay? If we have any common shit, we can talk about this stuff. If you read these books, let me know what I should prioritize. Let me know what I should be in the mood for. Let me know what you liked, what you hated. Spill the tea in the comments section, okay? Do that.